discuss about 135 question top MCQ that prepared for your most examination. Let's start the question pattern. First question is, what does CPU stand for? CPU का मतलब क्या होता है? Central Process Unit or Central Processing Unit, Computer Personal Unit or Central Processor Unit. The answer is second one, Central Processing Unit. That means the CPU is primary component of a computer that performs most of the processing inside the computer. Okay, it is often referred to as the brain of the computer. It's also brain of the computer, called also brain of the computer. Next question, which of the following is a volatile memory? कौन होता है वो? रैम. रैम का मतलब क्या है? रैंडम एक्सेस मेमोरी. ओके, it's a volatile, meaning it loses its contents when the power is turned off. ROM, EEPROM and HDD are non-volatile. Okay. Next question, which component is known as the brain of the computer? वो क्या है? वो CPU है. क्या है? CPU, Central Processing Unit. Next question, what is the full form of RAM? कौन सा RAM का full form क्या है? Second one, random access memory. Random access memory. Next question, what does ROM stand? ROM का मतलब क्या होता है? ROM. The answer is first one, read only memory. Read only memory. ROM is a type of non-volatile memory used in computers. Data stored in ROM cannot be electronically modified after the manufacture of the memory device. तो ROM का मतलब क्या होता है? Read only memory. Which of this is an input device? जो चार डिवाइस यहाँ पर है, कौन से इनपुट डिवाइस होता है? वो होते कीबोर्ड. An input device means sends data to a computer. A keyboard is used to type text and commands into the computer. Monitors, printers and speakers are output device. कौन कौन क्या होता है? मॉनिटर, प्रिंटर्स एंड स्पीकर्स, दे आर आउटपुट डिवाइस, बट कीबोर्ड इज इनपुट डिवाइस. व्हिच ऑफ दिस इज एन आउटपुट डिवाइस? आउटपुट डिवाइस कौन है यहाँ पर बोलिए? प्रिंटर. ये होता है आउटपुट डिवाइस. माउस, स्कैनर एंड माइक्रोफोन इज इनपुट डिवाइस like keyboards. Okay. Next one, the smallest unit of data in a computer is. Small data का क्या होता है? बाइट, बीट, निबल और किलोबाइट. स्मॉल डाटा कौन सा होता है? स्मॉलेस्ट बीट होता है. ए बीट, दैट मीन्स बाइनरी डिजिट, इज द स्मॉलेस्ट यूनिट ऑफ डाटा रिप्रेजेंटिंग ए 0 और ए 1. Okay, that means a byte is a 8 bit or nibble is a 4 bit. How many bits are in a byte? कितना होता है? 8. A byte, that means how many bits are in byte? कितना बिट होता है एक बाइट में? 8 बिट होता है. A byte is a standard unit of digital information that consists of 8 bits. Okay. What does G in 1G, 2G, 3G, 5G, 4G? G का मतलब क्या होता है? वो होता है generation. Though G is in a mobile telecommunication standards like 3G, 4G and 5G stands for generation, referring to the generation of wireless technology. Next question, which of the following is an example of operation system? कौन सा ऑपरेशन सिस्टम क्या होता है? वो माइक्रोसॉफ्ट वर्ड होता है और गूगल क्रोम होता है, विंडोज 10 होता है अडेप्ट फोटोशॉप होता है। कौन सा? विंडो 10 an operation system is system software that manage computer hardware and software resources. Windows, macOS and Linux are examples. The other are application system. Microsoft, Google Chrome or Adobe Software, they are application software, but Windows are operating system OS. What does GUI stand for? GUI का मतलब क्या होता है? बोलिए। फर्स्ट वन, ग्राफिकल यूजर इंटरफेस। ग्राफिकल यूजर इंटरफेस, a graphical user interface used to interact with electronic device through graphical icons and visual indicators as opposed to text based interface. Okay, which software is used to view web page? कौन सा सॉफ्टवेयर वेब पेज के लिए व्यू के लिए काम करता है? सेकेंड वन, वेब ब्राउजर like Chrome, Firefox, Safari, they are application of software. Okay, triple W, that means World Wide Web. Next question, docs is the file extension for which application? माइक्रोसॉफ्ट एक्सेल के लिए होता है और माइक्रोसॉफ्ट पावर पॉइंट के लिए होता है, माइक्रोसॉफ्ट वर्ड के लिए होते हैं और विंडोज मीडिया प्लेयर। द आंसर इज थर्ड वन, माइक्रोसॉफ्ट वर्ड. द docs extension is used for documents creating in Microsoft Word. Okay. Next question, what is a bug in a computer context? Bug का मतलब क्या होता है? That means an error or flaw in a program. A software bug is an error, flaw or fault in a computer program or system that cause it to produce an incorrect or unexpected result. मतलब bug means incorrect और error जो शो होते हैं उनको बोलते हैं bug. What is the purpose of an antivirus software? Antivirus software काम क्या होता है? वो होता है to detect and remove malicious software. Antivirus software is designed to prevent, search for, detect or remove software viruses and other malicious software like worms, trojans and adware. Okay. What is open source software? कौन सा होता है? Answer second one, software whose source code is available for modification. ओके, ओपन सोर्स क्या होता है? वो सॉफ्टवेयर इज सॉफ्टवेयर विथ सोर्स कोड दैट एनीवन कैन इंस्पेक्ट, मॉडिफाई एंड एनहांस. लाइक लिनक्स इज ए फेमस एग्जांपल. ओके, नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन, व्हिच ऑफ दिस इज नॉट एन ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टम? इसमें कौन सा ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टम नहीं होता है? भाई एंड्रॉयड होता है, आईएस होता है, लिनक्स होता है, बट ओरेकल is not an operating system. Oracle is a company that primarily develops and markets database software and technology. Android, iOS or Linux, they are operating system. Okay. Next question, what does BIOS stand for? BIOS का मतलब क्या होता है? First one, basic input output device. Basic input output device. Okay. Next question, in MS Word, what is the shortcut key for copy? क्या होता है? कंट्रोल प्लस सी पर अगर आप टाइप करेंगे तो वो क्या होता है? शॉर्ट कॉपी के लिए होता है. और पेस्ट के लिए क्या होता है? कंट्रोल प्लस भी होता है. कट के लिए कौन सा होता है? कंट्रोल प्लस एक्स होता है. और प्रिंट के लिए कंट्रोल प्लस पी मारे तो प्रिंट होगा. What does means triple W? WWW stand for कौन सा होता है? वर्ल्ड वाइड वेब. ओके, नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन, व्हाट इज द फुल फॉर्म ऑफ यूआरएल? इसका फुल फॉर्म क्या होता है? यूनिफॉर्म रिसोर्स लोकेटर, यूनिफॉर्म रिसोर्स लोकेटर। ओके, नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन, व्हाट डज आईपी स्टैंड फॉर? आईपी का मतलब क्या होता है? इंटरनेट प्रोटोकॉल। आईपी का मतलब क्या है? इंटरनेट प्रोटोकॉल। नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन, व्हिच डिवाइस यूज टू कनेक्ट ए कंप्यूटर टू द इंटरनेट ओवर ए टेलीफोन लाइन? Modem. A modem, that means modulator demulator, is a device that converts digital signals from a computer into analog signals for transmission over telephone line and vice versa. What does HTTP stand for? HTTP का मतलब क्या होता है? फर्स्ट वन, हाइपर टेक्स्ट ट्रांसफर प्रोटोकॉल। हाइपर टेक्स्ट ट्रांसफर प्रोटोकॉल, that means HTTP is a foundation of data communication for the World Wide Web. It is an application protocol for distributed, collaborative and hypermedia information system. जैसे HTTP का मतलब क्या होता है? हाइपर टेक्स्ट ट्रांसफर प्रोटोकॉल। नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन, व्हाट डज मीन्स लैन? लैन का मतलब क्या होता है? लोकल एरिया नेटवर्क। ओके, लोकल एरिया नेटवर्क वो कहाँ पर होता है? रेसिडेंस, स्कूल, लेबोरेटरी और ऑफिस बिल्डिंग, यहाँ पर लोकेट किया जाता है इंटरनेट के लिए। नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन, ए कलेक्टिव ऑफ इंटरकनेक्टेड वेब पेज इज कॉल्ड, ये क्या होता है? वेबसाइट। ओके, नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन, व्हिच कंपनी डेवलप द एंड्रॉयड ओएस? कौन एंड्रॉयड ओएस डेवलप किया है? गूगल। ओके, देन व्हाट इज द firewall in computer network? That's third one, a network security system। कौन सा? a network security system, that means firewall is a network security system that monitors and controls incoming and outgoing network traffic based on predetermined security rules। Next question, what does email stand for? email का मतलब क्या होता है? ईमेल का मतलब क्या होता है? बोलिए। इलेक्ट्रॉनिक मेल। ओके, नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन, हु इज नॉन एज द फादर ऑफ कंप्यूटर? ये सब जानते हैं, चार्ल्स बाबेज। ओके, चार्ल्स बाबेज, एन इंग्लिश मैकेनिकल इंजीनियर, originated the concept of a program computer. He designed the analytical engine। Next question, the first generation of computer used, मतलब कौन सा कंप्यूटर फर्स्ट जनरेशन में यूज़ करते हैं? वैक्यूम ट्यूब। आंसर इज वैक्यूम। द फर्स्ट जनरेशन कंप्यूटर 1940s से 1950s तक जब यूज़ किए थे, were based on vacuum tubes which were large, consume a lot of power and generate significant heat। Next question, transistors were used in which generation of computer? सेकेंड वन। ओके, द सेकेंड जनरेशन ऑफ कंप्यूटर कब से हुआ था? द 1950s तक, मिड 1960s है, मतलब सेकेंड जनरेशन कंप्यूटर स्टार्ट हुआ था। रिप्लेस वैक्यूम ट्यूब्स विथ स्मॉलर, फास्टर एंड मोर रिलेबल ट्रांजिस्टर। इंटीग्रेटेड सर्किट्स ISC were the hallmark of which computer generation? थर्ड वन, द थर्ड जनरेशन, दैट मीन्स 1960 से लेकर 1970s तक, were characterized by the use of integrated circuits which packed multiple transistors onto a single silicon chip। Next question, microprocessor were introduced in which generation of computer? Fourth generation। द फोर्थ जनरेशन, दैट मिड 1970s से तक, बट मतलब अभी तक जो जनरेशन कंप्यूटर यूज़ किया था वो फोर्थ जनरेशन है। Begin with the invention of the microprocessor which placed the entire CPU onto a single chip. Okay. Next question. Which was the first commercial successful personal computer? वो क्या है? Apple II. The Apple II, introduced in 1977, was one of the first highly successful produced microcomputer products, known for its color graphics and VisiCalc spreadsheet program. Apple II. Okay. The concept of artificial intelligence (AI) is associated with which generation? That's fifth generation. The fifth generation of computing, which is still in development, is based on the concept of artificial intelligence, aiming to create devices that can respond to natural language. Okay. Next question. What was the name of the first electronic generation purpose computer? क्या नाम था? ENIAC. That means ENIAC means what? Electronic numerical integrator and computer. कब हुआ था? 1945 में शुरू हुआ था, कंप्यूट किए थे. Was the first electronic general purpose of computer. Next question. Who invented the World Wide Web? Tim Berners-Lee. In 1989, the British scientist Tim Berners-Lee invented the World Wide Web while working at Sun. The programming language Fortran was developed which type of application? That's scientific and engineering. Okay, second one, the scientific and engineering. Fortran, that means formula translation, was one of the earliest high-level programming language specifically designed for scientific and engineering computation. Next question. In MS Excel, a file is called a क्या बोलते हैं वो? Workbook. An Excel file is known as a workbook. A workbook contains one or more worksheets. Next question. What is the intersection of a row and a column in a spread called? Okay. वो सेल कहा जाता है. क्या कहते हैं? सेल. Next question. Which feature is in MS Word allows you to create a letter and send into a multiple recipient? Mail merge. Answer is first one. Mail merge. What is the shortcut to create a new slide in MS PowerPoint? PowerPoint. That's Control M. Control M is to insert a new slide in current presentation. That Control N creates a new presentation. करंट प्रेजेंटेशन के लिए कौन सा टाइप करना पड़ता है? कंट्रोल एम. और न्यू के लिए क्या करते हैं? कंट्रोल एन मारेंगे तो न्यू प्रेजेंटेशन फाइल ओपन होगा. नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन. व्हिच व्यू इन पावरपॉइंट इज बेस्ट फॉर रीऑर्डरिंग स्लाइड? द स्लाइड शॉर्टर व्यू. ओके, स्लाइड शॉर्टर व्यू. नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन. In MS Excel, formulas must begin with which symbol? Equal. Okay. Next question. What does the function sum do in Excel? That add a range of numbers. What is the portrait and landscape in MS Word? What is portrait and landscape? वो क्या होता है, पेज ओरिएंटेशन में आप पोर्ट्रेट मीन्स वर्टिकल कर सकते हैं, लैंडस्केप मीन्स हॉरिजॉन्टल कर सकते हैं. ओके, नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन. The default file extension for a PowerPoint presentation is PPT. PPTX is for PowerPoint, XLX is for Excel, Docs is for Word, and PDF is for portable document format. What does F5 key do in PowerPoint? Second one, start the slideshow from the beginning. Next question. The standard keyboard layout is called, first one, QWERTY. QWERTY is the most common modern day keyboard layout, named for the first six keys on the top left letter now. Next question. What does USB stand? USB का मतलब क्या होता है? Universal Serial Bus. USB is an industry standard that establishes specification for cables and connectors for connection, communication, and power supply between computers and peripheral. तो USB का मतलब क्या आता है? Universal Serial Bus. Next question. Which part of the computer is responsible for connecting all other components together? Motherboard. The motherboard is the main printed circuit board, then PCB, that holds and allows communication between many of the crucial electronic components of a system. Next question. What type of printer works by sparing tiny droplets of ink into paper? Third one, inkjet printer. कौन सा होता है? inkjet printer. What does SSD? Solid state drive. And solid state drive is a storage device that uses integrated circuits assemblies to store data presently, typically using flash memory. It has no moving part. Next question. The resolution of a monitor is measured in pixels. Okay. Next question. What does a UPS do? UPS का मतलब क्या होता है? UPS provides backup power during an outage. UPS का मतलब क्या होता है? uninterruptible power supply. UPS का मतलब क्या होता है? Uninterruptible power supply that's provide emergency power to a load when the input power source fails for a safe shutdown. Next question. Which of this is a type of optical storage? ये क्या होता है? Blu-ray discs. Optical storage like CDs, DVDs, Blu-ray discs stores data that is read by a laser. The speed of CPU is measured in hertz. CPU clock speed is measured in hertz, typically gigahertz today. पहले होता था hertz, अब gigahertz में पा जाता है. It represents the number of cycles of CPU executed per second. Next question. What is a peripheral device? Peripheral device क्या होता है? That means second one, any external device connected to a computer. Okay. Next question. What is a malware? Malware का मतलब क्या होता है? बहुत थोड़ा होता है. आंसर क्या है? Software designed to cause harm or damage. Malware device, malicious software is an umbrella term for any software intentionally designed to cause disruption to computer, server, client, and network. Next question: a program that replicates itself and spreads to other computer is called उनको कहा कौन the worm. A computer worm is a standalone malware that replicates itself to spread to other computers, often using a computer network to spread itself. Next question: what is phishing? Phishing का मतलब क्या होता है? An attempt to obtain sensitive information by disguise. Okay. Next question: which of the following is a strong password? इसका मतलब यह है स्ट्रॉन्ग पासवर्ड कौन है? थारन. आप जो भी मतलब वो आप जहाँ पर भी पासवर्ड सेट करेंगे तो कुछ स्ट्रॉन्ग और यूनिक रखिए. मतलब सेम रखेंगे तो कोई आपका साइट हैक कर लेंगे. तो कोशिश कीजिए स्ट्रॉन्ग पासवर्ड के लिए. ओके, ऐसे होते हैं स्ट्रॉन्ग पासवर्ड. Software that secretly gathers information about a user is called spyware. Okay, spyware is an unwanted software that infiltrates your computing device, stealing your internet uses data and sensitive information. Spyware बहुत नज़र होता है. Okay, what does a Trojan horse do in computing? ट्रोजन हॉर्स का मतलब क्या होता है? वो disguise itself as legitimate software to cause harm. Next question: what is encryption? वो होता है converting data into a code to prevent unauthorized access. उनका मतलब होता है encryption. ओके, नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन क्या है? व्हाट इज बॉटनेट? बॉटनेट का मतलब क्या होता है? वो होता है फर्स्ट वन, ए नेटवर्क ऑफ प्राइवेट कंप्यूटर्स इन्फेक्टेड विथ malicious software. A botnet is a network of hijacked computer devices that have been infected with malware and are controlled as a group without the honor of knowledge. The S is HTTPS. HTTPS का मतलब तो S क्या होता है? सिक्योर होता है. क्या होता है? सिक्योर. मतलब HTTP का मतलब क्या है? हाइपरटेक्स्ट ट्रांसफर प्रोटोकॉल. सिक्योर. हाइपरटेक्स्ट ट्रांसफर. H for hyper, T for text और T for transfer, P for protocol और S for secure. Okay. Next question: what is ransomware? वो होता है second one, software that blocks access to a system until a sum of money is paid. उसको उनको कहते हैं ransomware. what does PDF stand for? PDF का मतलब क्या होता है? सेकेंड वन, पोर्टेबल डॉक्यूमेंट फॉर्मेट. PDF का मतलब क्या होता है? पोर्टेबल डॉक्यूमेंट फॉर्मेट इज डेवलप्ड बाय Adobe to present documents including text, formatting and image in a manner independent of application structure, hardware and operating system. Next question: which file format is commonly used for lossy compression of image? वो JPEG or JPG is a commonly used method for lossy compression for digital image. Lossy means some quality is lost in exchange for a much smaller file. Next question क्या होता है? which image format supports transparency and lossless compression? वो होता है PNG. PNG का मतलब क्या होता है? PNG मतलब क्या होता है? पोर्टेबल नेटवर्क ग्राफिक्स. that supports lossless data compression and can display image with a transparent backward. Next question: what is the file format for an audio file? ऑडियो फाइल आप तो जानते हैं, MP3. MP3 is a coding format for digital audio. MP4 and AVI video format. JPG is a image format. What does GIF stand for? GIF का मतलब क्या होता है? The first one, graphical interchange format. Okay. Next question: what is the full form of ALU? That arithmetic logic unit. Arithmetic logic unit, ALU. Next question: what does VGA stand for? VGA वो क्या होता है? First one, video graphic error. A VGA is stand for display resolution. The term can also refer to the 15-pin subminiation VGA connector. VGA मतलब video graphic error. What does Wi-Fi stand for? Wi-Fi मतलब क्या होता है? कौन सा? इसमें कोई नहीं, वायरलेस फैसिलिटी नहीं है, वायरलेस फाइबर नहीं है, वायर फैसिलिटी नहीं है. इसका मतलब ये है, वाईफाई इज ए ट्रेडमार्क टर्म फॉर टेक्नोलॉजी based on the IEEE 802.11 stands. Okay, it was a marketing name. वाईफाई का कोई नाम नहीं है, ये मार्केटिंग नेम है. डज नॉट स्टैंड फॉर वायरलेस फिडेलिटी. व्हाट डज HTML? HTML का मतलब क्या होता है? हाइपरटेक्स्ट मार्कअप लैंग्वेज. हाइपरटेक्स्ट मार्कअप लैंग्वेज, HTML. In computing, what does OS stand for? Operating system. OS का मतलब क्या होता है? Operating system. What is cloud computing? That means using a network of remote servers hosted on the internet to store and manage data. Okay, उसका क्या होता है? क्लाउड कंप्यूटिंग, जो स्टोरेज बस डाटा स्टोर करते हैं. Which number system does a computer use to store data and perform calculation? Oh, binary. A computer uses the binary number system which has a base of 2 or uses only 2 digits, 0 or 1. बाइनरी सिस्टम को, बाइनरी नंबर को यूज करा जाता है कंप्यूटर में कैलकुलेशन के लिए. द प्रोसेस ऑफ स्टार्टिंग और रीस्टार्टिंग ऑफ ए कंप्यूटर इज कॉल्ड booting. Booting is the process that starts the operating system when the user turns on a computer system. What is a cookie in the context of the internet? इसका मतलब क्या होता है? स्मॉल पिच ऑफ डाटा सेंड फ्रॉम ए वेबसाइट एंड स्टोर ऑन द यूजर्स कंप्यूटर. That means HTTP cookies are small blocks of data created by a web server while a user is browsing a website and placed on the user's computer by the user of web browser. Okay. What do you mean by what is cache memory? That means a small fast memory that stores frequently used data. Okay. Next question. 1 kilobyte is equal to 1024 bytes. 1 kilobyte कितना बाइट होता है? 1000 kilobyte. In computing power of 2 are used, 1 kilobyte is equal to 2 into 10 बाइट, दैट मीन्स इज इक्वल टू कितना होता है 1024 बाइट ऑन किलोबाइट इक्वल टू 1024 बाइट. What does DNS stand for? Domain name system. Domain name system. Domain name system or DNS is the phone book of the internet. It translates human readable domain names like www.google.com. ओके, जो हम नाम रखते हैं ऐसे ऐसे नाम सम www.sum.com रखते हैं ना, वो डोमेन नेम सिस्टम होता है, DNS होता है. व्हाट इज डीबगिंग? डीबगिंग का मतलब क्या होता है? द प्रोसेस ऑफ फाइंडिंग एंड फिक्सिंग एरर्स इन सॉफ्टवेयर कोड. Debugging is a methodically process of finding and reducing the number of bugs or defects in a computer program or a piece of electronics hardware. Next question: which of the following is a programming language? Python. Python is a high-level general-purpose programming language. HTML is a markup language. HTTP and FTP are network protocol. Okay. Next question. The C in C programming language stands for. इसका ये जो तीन ऑप्शन दिया है यहाँ पर कुछ भी नहीं है. दैट मीन्स द C language was developed at Bell Labs in 1972 by Dennis Ritchie. It was named C because its features were derived from an earlier language called B. What does ISP provide? Internet access. An ISP, it means Internet Service Provider. Internet Service Provider is a company that provides individuals and organizations access to the internet and other related service. Next question. Which protocol is used for sending email? कौन सा प्रोटोकॉल ईमेल सेंड करता है? SMTP. SMTP का मतलब क्या होता है? सिंपल मेल ट्रांसफर प्रोटोकॉल. सिंपल मेल ट्रांसफर प्रोटोकॉल is the standard protocol for sending emails across the internet. POP3 and IMAP are for receiving email. सेंड के लिए SMTP प्रोटोकॉल यूज किया जाता है. SMTP मतलब क्या है? सिंपल मेल ट्रांसफर प्रोटोकॉल. और रिसीव करने के लिए कौन सा यूज किया जाता है? POP3 और IMAP फॉर रिसीविंग मेल. ओके. नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन. In a URL, what does the .com domain typically represented? It's commercial. .com is a tap level domain, TLD, top level domain, TMD, that originally indicated a commercial entity. It is now the most widely used TLD for all type of sites. What is drag and drop? A GUI action for selecting, that means second one, a GUI action of selecting an object and moving it. Okay. Next question. What is the function of the control unit in the CPU? To direct the operation of processor. To direct the operation of processor. Which of this is a web server? Apache. Apache HTTP server is a free and open source across platform web server software. Chrome and Firefox are web browser. Next question. What is firmware? Firmware का मतलब क्या होता है? Third one, permanent software programmed into a read-only memory. Firmware is a specific class of computer software that provides low level control for a device specific hardware. The BIOS is an example firmware. Okay. Next question. 1 मेगाबाइट इज इक्वल टू कितना होता है? किलोबाइट होता है 1024 किलोबाइट. Flowing the power of two systems in computing, 1 megabyte equal to 1024 kilobyte. Next question. What is the primary function of a search engine? Both are on. To index and search for information on the World Wide Web. A search engine like Google, Bing, or DuckDuckGo is a software system that is designed to carry out web searches, which means to search the World Wide Web in a systemic way for particular information. Next question. Which technology allows you to make voice call using an internet connection instead of a regular phone line? VoIP, that means voice over internet protocol. VoIP, that means voice over internet protocol, is a technology that allows you to make voice call using a broadband internet connection instead of a regular phone line. Next question. What is a pixel? Pixel का मतलब क्या होता है? The smallest addressable element in a display device. Okay. Next question. Which company create the first graphical user interface? Graphical user interface, GUI. Xerox. The first GUI was developed at Xerox Palo Alto Research Center Park in the 1970s. It later inspired the Apple Macintosh and Microsoft Windows. पहले कौन किए थे? वो किए थे पार्क. दैट मीन्स क्या है? पालो अल्टो रिसर्च सेंटर. जेरस दैट पालो अल्टो रिसर्च सेंटर में फर्स्ट किए थे. कब किए थे? 1970s में. लेटर क्या किए थे? एप्पल, मॉनिस्टॉक्स और माइक्रोसॉफ्ट विंडो. ओके. नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन. What is the drive is in computer? That means a program that controls a particular type of device. Next question. .xls, .xlsx are extensions for file created in which application? MS Excel. Okay. .xls was the extension for Microsoft Excel 97 to 2003, while .xlsx is an extension for Excel 2007 and later version. What is the process of compressing file to reduce their size? Zipping. Zipping is a common term for a file compression, often creating a zip archive file that contain one or more compressed file. The first page of website is typically called क्या कहा जाता है? होम पेज. ओके. व्हाट डज सीसी मीन्स इन द ईमेल्स? जब आप ईमेल सेंड करते हैं तो सीसी आपको लिखा होगा. सीसी का मतलब क्या है? कार्बन कॉपी. ओके. CC stands for carbon copy. Anyone included in the CC field of an email receive a copy of the message, and all other recipients can see who was CC'd. Okay. कार्बन कॉपी. नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन. BCC मतलब क्या होता है? ब्लाइंड कार्बन कॉपी. BCC stands for blind carbon copy. Recipients in the blind BCC field receive a copy of the mail, but their email address are not visible to any other recipient. What is the command to undo the last action in most Windows application? Control Z. Control Z is the universal shortcut for window. Control Y is for redo. Control U is for underline. Control A is for select all. Next question. Which of the following is not a web browser? Outlook is not a web browser. Safari, Edge, or Chrome, they are web browser. That means Microsoft Outlook is a email client that and personal information manager. Safari, Edge, Chrome are web browser. What is macro in the context of software like MX, Excel, or Word? That means a saved sequence of commands or keystroke. Next question. What is the function of the motherboard? मदरबोर्ड का फंक्शन क्या होता है? वो होता है टू प्रोवाइड ए प्लेटफॉर्म फॉर ऑल कंपोनेंट्स टू कम्युनिकेट. नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन. Which part of the computer perform mathematical calculation? ALU, arithmetic logic unit, is the part of the CPU responsible for all arithmetic calculation and logical operation. What is the term for a temporary storage area in memory? Buffer. A buffer is a region of a physical memory storage used to temporarily store data while it is being moved from one place to another. What is the stand for wireless local area network? WLAN. WLAN, wireless local area network. That's IEEE 802.11 is the set of standards that define communication for wireless local area network. Wi-Fi is the brand name for product using this standard. जो वाईफाई हम लगाते हैं वो उसका कोई मतलब स्पेसिफिक नाम नहीं है, वो कंपनी का नाम है. The process of converting a high-level programming language into machine language is called compilation. A compiler is a specific program that translates a program written in high-level language into machine code that the computer CPU can understand and execute. Next question. What does SaaS stand for in cloud computing? SaaS का मतलब क्या होता है? Software as a service. SaaS is a software distribution model in which a third party provides host application and makes them available to customers over the internet. That means Google Docs, Office 365. SaaS का मतलब क्या होता है? Software as a service. Next question. Which one of this is a typical type of computer network topology? Star. In a star topology, all devices are connected to a central hub or switch. Other common topologies include bus, rings, or mesh. Next question. What is virtual memory? Virtual memory मतलब क्या होता है? A feature of an operating system that uses hard disk space to supplement RAM. What does ASCII ओ स्टैंड पर क्या होता है? और क्या होता है? अमेरिकन स्टैंडर्ड कोड फॉर इंफॉर्मेशन इंटरचेंज. ASCII क्या होता है? अमेरिकन स्टैंडर्ड कोड फॉर इंफॉर्मेशन इंटरचेंज. नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन. What does the refresh rate of a monitor signify? Answer second one, the number of times per second the display is read down. Okay. Refresh rate measured in hertz is the number of time per second that a display hardware updates its buffer. A higher refresh rate result in smoother motion. Okay. Next question. What is the main difference between a hub and a switch in networking? वो होते हैं a switch is smarter and sends data only to the intention receipt. The hub means broadcast data to all connection device, where a switch intelligently forward data only to a specific device. It is intended for improving network spaces. Next question. A computer port is a that physical docking point to connect external device. That means a port is a physical connection interface on a computer that allows it to connect with peripheral device such as mouse, keyboard, monitor or printer. Next question. What does GIGO stand for in computer science? GIGO मतलब garbage in garbage out. GIGO garbage in garbage out is a concept that means the quality of output is determined by the quality of input. Play input data product nonsensically output. That GIGO means garbage in garbage out. Which of this is used for shortcut range wireless communication between device? वो सब होता है शॉर्टकट मतलब शॉर्ट रेंज वायरलेस कम्युनिकेशन. वाईफाई होता है, ब्लूटूथ होता है, एनसीपी होते हैं. ऑल ऑफ दिस वाईफाई, ब्लूटूथ एंड एनसीपी. सॉरी एनएफसी. एनएफसी मतलब क्या होता है? नियर फील्ड कम्युनिकेशन. ऑल आर technologies for short range wireless communication, but they are operate at different range and for different purpose. Next question. What is the function of the chess on a web browser? चेस का मतलब क्या होता है? टू स्टोर पार्ट्स ऑफ वेबसाइट यू हैव विजिट फॉर फास्टर लोडिंग लेटर. A browser chess is a temporary storage location on your computer for files downloaded by your browser to display websites such as HTML files, images, or scripts. Next question. What is the primary function of an algorithm? Okay. What algorithm? Algorithm मतलब क्या होता है? A set of rules to be followed in calculation or problem solving. What does it mean to format a disk? Format का मतलब क्या होता है? To erase all data and prepare it for use. Formatting a disk, that means hard drive, SSD, flash drive, erase all existing data on the drive and set up a file system so that the operating system can read and write data to it. Next question. The binary equivalent of a decimal number 10 is what? 1010. In binary the number 110 10 is represented, so it's called 1010. Okay. Next question. What is a path in a file system? Third one, the unique location of a file or folder. Next question. What is a kernel in an operating system? Kernel का मतलब क्या होता है? The core component that manages system resource. The kernel is the central part of an operating system. It manages the operations of the computer and the hardware, most notable memory and CPU time. What is multitasking? Multitasking क्या होता है? Running multiply program concurrently. Running multiply programs concurrently. Multitasking is the ability of an operating system to execute more than one program or task simultaneously on a single CPU. This question, the term bit is a portmanteau of binary digit. The word bit was coined by John Tukey. जॉन टूके जो बीट का वर्ड डिक्लेयर किए थे, मतलब इन्वेंशन किए थे एज ए शॉर्ट हैंड फॉर बाइनरी डिजिट. द स्मॉलेस्ट यूनिट ऑफ डाटा इज कंप्यूटिंग. A spreadsheet is the best used for organizing and analyzing data in tabular format. Spreadsheet software like MX Excel is designed for organizing data in rows and columns and performing calculation and analyze the data. Which of this is not function of the operating system? Provide a web browser. While most operating system including a web browser, it is an application software, not a core function of the OS itself, like managing memory, process and files. So students, today class is over. We discussed 135 questions that most important for your computer exam. This comes from basic computers. I also prepare this question for your best preparation for your exam. So you must watch again and again. You will understand, you will manage your question, and follow our channel for more video for competitive exams. Thank you student watching for this video, and please read more, and our channel will provide more video for your competitive exam. Thank you.